Hi everyone, Corey here from the Knitting All the Blankets podcast. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about Distaff Day, Orlando 2018. If you've never heard of Distaff Day, I don't know if they do it in other states. But Distaff Day, at least here, is a fiber event where local dyers and fiber related artisans, they all come together and chairs are set up so you can sit around and knit or crochet or spin or weave. All of it happens. So I'm going to talk about that more in a little bit. Let me just finish my welcome. If you didn't catch it, my name is Corey. This podcast, I show off what I've been working on. For the last couple months, it's been progress on my brother's blanket. Any knitting related fun stuff I get. There's a Ravelry group for this page, and I'm just looking at my hair and it's a mess. Sorry. I do also go off on tangents. There is a Ravelry group for this podcast. The link will be down in the description box below, as well as all of my other social media links. I'd love for you guys to come over and join the Ravelry group. I have noticed since my last episode, my subscriber count has increased a little bit. So hi to all the new people. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, go over to the Ravelry group and join the podcast, because I did post a new thread in the, not a thread, but a new reply in the introductions thread, so it popped back up to the top. So please introduce yourself so we can all kind of get to know each other. So subscriber count and Ravelry group are growing. That's awesome. And also thank you to all my returning viewers who, you guys have been with me from the beginning, and it's been wonderful. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about my earrings. This is something else I got at Distaff Day. There was a woman there, and they are actually knitted little socks. Like, she's done a heel in them, and they are so lightweight. It's unreal. So, those were fun. I like having a knitting related jewelry to wear. So some of the local dyers that were there that I knew, Anne of Twin Mommy Creations, one of my good friends, she was there. Of course, I mainly started going to Distaff Day to support her and say hi to her. And I can hang out at her booth all day, no problem, and she doesn't care. Hi, Anne. I know you're watching. I also caught up with Sheena of Casual Fashion Queen. She also has a knitting podcast called A Hippie and Her Yarn. And I'm slowly catching up on those episodes as well. So, hi, Sheena. I also met Carolyn of Olive and Two Ewe Studios. Oh, there's glare. Olive, Anne's, Sheena's, Olive and Two Ewe, all of their social media links will also be down in the description, so you can check them out. Carolyn says they also have a podcast. I have not checked it out yet, but I am going to. So that was great to make those connections. I bought stuff from Sheena last year, and of course I bought more stuff, which I'll show you in a minute. Get situated on my couch. One of the notes right here on the couch, as always. One of the awesome things that Carolyn told me was they were hoping to get together at one of the local breweries near me and do a craft night there where local fiber artists and dyers can come set up their stuff, but we also still have I'm hesitant to call it a stitch and bitch, but I don't know what else to call it. So a knit in or a craft in if you don't knit. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. If it does happen, I will share the information on the blog Facebook page. I'll share it both on my Crafts by Cori Facebook page, which is the Facebook page for this podcast. Yes, they are two different names. Just go with it. And also my other YouTube channel is called Tales from a Polk County Girl. That one has its own Facebook page, so I would be advertising through both of those. Both of those links will be in the description box below. Okay, yeah, let me do minis from Sheena real quick. Sheena had some lovely minis. I'm going to take some of them out to show you. I'm going to take at least one out so you can see her card. And Sheena was just so sweet. She had some progress keepers there. Progress keepers are stitch markers, however you want to call them. And she gave me one. I guess as a little thank you for shopping with her, and that was so sweet of her. It's a little chocolate chip cookie. I love chocolate chip cookies. I'm addicted to them. So this is her her card. Again, all of her information will be down below. So I got this one that's my hair. This one is called Coffee and Donuts. This one is Albus. So I guess that's a Harry Potter colorway, I'm assuming. This one doesn't have a tag on it. I'll have to email her about it. Because she did actually tell me what all the colorway names are. I've just forgotten this one. This one is Nagini. So yeah, there's a definite Harry Potter theme going on there. So I'll need to look this one up on her website. And these last two ones, I know she said were, I knew they didn't have tags. I want to say this one's Voodoo. And this one was the one-of-a-kind colorway dye lot that she did. Or it's reversed. Okay, that's, if you heard that pop, something in my kitchen just went pop. I have no idea what it was. I'll deal with it later. So yeah, I will double check these colorway names on Sheena's website. But I'm very, very much looking forward to adding these to what else? The mini skein 10 stitch blanket, and minis are rolling off my leg and onto the floor. So, and now that I have actually shown this little guy off, I can take him off and actually use him. I've left everything. Distaff Day was January 6th, and the stuff has stayed intact that long, so now I want to use it. Because I don't do progress keepers so much, I do, I'm adopting Amber, the yarn hoarder, her idea with progress keepers, because she has so many as well. Calling them knitting jewelry. Just putting on whatever you're working on because they make your work look pretty and they make you smile. I'll pack those away after the podcast. You guys don't need to listen to that. Okay, what else? I'll get into that in a second. So I've been meaning to share this for like the last two podcasts. I need to move my table closer. This is a little ball of yarn that when I was over at Anne's studio, it was on one of her triangle looms, and the way it was looking on the triangle loom, the colors in here, if you can see some of them, they're so pretty. I asked her where she got it, and she's like, I don't remember. And unfortunately, the triangle loom project is one that was not going to get finished by her own admission. So she graciously said, if you can get the yarn off of there, you can have it. Challenge accepted. and I got it all off of there, and I got it and I brought it home, and I got most of it together, but my husband is the knot master, so he can, or the knot whisperer, so he got one of the big tangles out, and then we got it all rolled up into that. So that will also go into the mini skein 10 stitch at some point. And I was rearranging the craft room, my craft room the other day, and I put all my packages of minis together. I either need to start knitting on this blanket, or either need to A, start knitting on this blanket more, B, stop buying minis, or C, get a bigger basket. I'm leaning towards get a bigger basket. But I've rearranged my craft room, so now it looks a lot nicer, a lot neater. Our craft room in our house during the holidays, or when we know we're going to have people staying here for a while, that tends to be the room that we shove everything into. Shove it in there, deal with it later. And I've been wanting to get that room cleaned up for a while, especially since I have this porcelain ceramic Christmas village that I put up. Well, my mom and grandma put it up when I was a kid. I inherited all of it, and this is my first Christmas that I've actually been able to put it up. So, and it was getting it out of that closet that I'm looking around going, I need to clean up in here. So that's what kind of spurred all that. Okay, so now that story's over. On my way home from Distaff Day, I stopped at Michael's, Posner Park, which is where 27 and I-4 meet. And I found something that is so comical. And the fact that it was on clearance was just a bonus. That I had to get it. Yes, I did buy the comically large, how long are these things? 24-inch knitting needles. They are, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna take one out. They are US size 50, 25 millimeter, and yes, they do have a point. So, why did I buy them? Why the hell not? Plus you can sword fight with them. So, that was fun. I walked in, this was the first thing I walked in with when I got home. And I just walked in with them, and my husband was like, oh my god, what did you buy? That being said, I have some smaller, some shorter size 50 knitting needles that he calls my vampire stakes. So, why not? So that was fun. Something else that I saw this in Walmart, and if this is something for you guys, head to your local Walmart. So, if you also follow my other YouTube channel, you know I am a planner addict. I love my planner, monster book of stuff. And when I was in Walmart the other day, I always check yarn, because at one point they had a bunch of cotton on clearance, and for like 75 cents a ball, so it's like I have to buy them all. So I always check. And I found this. It's the Boyle 12-month planner, and this one's for knitting. They had one for crochet and loom knitting, I believe. But it's the cutest little thing. I mean, honestly, if I didn't keep track of all this stuff that... Oops. Just stand by. So if I didn't have to keep track of and do all the stuff that I have to keep track of and do, I would probably just use this thing because it is very cute. Okay, what I did is it has a plastic pocket on the inside. And I busted the little zipper doohickey off of it, so I'm gonna have to fix that later. Oops. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Has a nice little references page, which it's your same thing that you can find in a lot of knitting books. That's what it looks like. You know, needle guide, yarn guide, all that fun stuff. Stitch definitions and abbreviations, all that. Then it has a projects tab, and this is what I like. A work in progress list. I like that. And I may adopt this, like make my own for this. And then it's got some graph paper on one side where it's numbered. I guess if you wanted to do a chart or something, or sketch out the pattern. And then you have project notes. So your inspiration, your swatch, I guess if you attach your swatches, all of the information, pretty much everything you'd put on your projects page in Ravelry. And there are several sheets of this. The next section is inventory. And this is completely blank. I haven't even used it. Where you keep track of how many knitting needles you have. It's probably a good idea. Other accessories. Swatch. Lots of swatch pages after this, actually. That's all that's in this section. So I guess if that's what you, if you like keeping track of your swatches, that's a good way to do it. So this is an undated planner, which is good. I like undated planners because that means you can pick them up and put them down when you need to. And if you miss a week or miss a month, it's no biggie. So this is what the month looks like. I do like the my goals this month part and important notes, and that is a check off notes list right there. And it's just got it's a week on one page actually, which is really cool. I don't often see a week on one page like this very often. So I think that's really neat that they did it that way, especially if you just need to keep track of very few appointments and knitting, that you eat, sleep, and breathe knitting. I think this would be great. I'm already trying to figure out how to like adjust this and take this and put it in here because I have to have everything with me. This is what the February tab looks like. And all the months are set up the same. That's March. And to me, this is a perfectly good, perfectly horrible way to use yarn, because why would you use yarn to make a wreath? Make a sweater? Personal opinion. April, May, where's June? Let me actually hold this. June. That is pretty neat as a rug. They don't give you the patterns for it though, so don't think you're gonna get these patterns. August, for if anybody likes making stuffies. September. I love the October one. I really like that. I really do like that. November. And December. And it honestly does not say anything here. Oh. This is what happens when I don't look at something before I show it to you guys. Alright. it says for free projects, go to www.simplicity.com. Okay? So that's that. So those are my latest acquisitions. So I'm going to give you an update on some of my projects I've been working on. Yes, Eric's blanket is going to get mentioned. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But so I needed a break from making squares for Eric's blanket. I just needed to. I needed to take a break. So when January started, January is also the kickoff of starting to make craft show inventory again. For my new subscribers, I make and sell cotton dishcloths at craft shows in the fall. My goal is from January 1st to October 1st to knit 100 dishcloths. Right now, Eric's blanket is taking precedence, so that's not getting done. But I did actually, I coned up. I had the Bernat orange sickle coned up. It's sitting on its cone holder so I can start knitting off of it. And I actually have. I've made 2 cotton dishcloths so far, which it's January 21st. I should be done with that yarn by now. But it's not my primary project. But it was just so weird. I went back. I've been knitting. Pause. Okay. So since September, since I started working monogamously on Eric's blanket, I have used Clover size 10 circulars. They're the 16-inch ones to make all of my squares. So that means for the last 3.5 months, I've used circulars, not straights. So, as I'm tangling myself, when I went to cast on for a dishcloth, I just picked up my straights like I always did. It felt so weird to use straight needles. So weird. And also, I don't know what it was, but at the time the cotton just didn't feel good in my hands. And I've heard other people say that they don't like how cotton feels when they're knitting with it. That is rough on their hands. And I'm like, uh-oh, I hope that's not going to be me. But also keep in mind, Eric's blanket has been knit with nothing. But I have to be careful because this thing is collapsing on itself. Red Heart Super Saver acrylic yarn. Oh, I hope that just didn't tangle on itself. I'll find out later. So, it was really, really weird. So, but I said there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. I'm on white, which was the last color I needed to knit. And I needed 40 squares. I've knit 21. So I'm over halfway there. I'm working it out. I'm on schedule. Speaking of, it's actually easier to show this in my planner. I'm on schedule to have all the squares finished by the 27th. So, this page is from the Passion Planner Roadmap. If you want more information on that, leave me a comment and I'll give you the link below where I talk about this, okay? I'm not going to take any more time up when it has its own video. So, I've got my checkoffs, and then I've got to sew in strings, because I haven't been sewing in strings either. I just wanted to get these squares done. Then I've got to put it together. So, all by March 27th. I can do it. I also have massive delusions of grandeur. Ask my husband. Okay. So, black squares are done. Notes. all the black squares are done. The 35 green squares are done. 21 of the 40 white squares are finished. So, then it's going to be a fun time trying to decide what is the next thing to knit. And I'm just about out of time, so I'll cover that in the next podcast. So, potential giveaway reminder. I said this in the last podcast, and my subscriber count has gone up about that. I'm not going to say I'm not pleased, but when this channel reaches 100 subscribers, last I checked today, and it's January 21st, I had 33. Once this channel reaches 100 subscribers, I will do a giveaway in the Ravelry group. I have some duplicate minis. I don't have them with me. Some duplicate colors that I received. I'm going to put them together in a little package and maybe a couple other goodies. So, 100 subscribers. Got a little ways to go. So, once 100 has been reached, the giveaway will go live. So, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe if for no other reason, for a chance at winning the giveaway prize when I do reach 100 subscribers. And I think that's it. So any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Come join me on Ravelry and introduce yourself. And I will see you guys later. Bye.